Hi, I'm Warren Watson, Director of J-Ideas at Ball State University.
And I'm Jerry Appel, Education Specialist at J-Ideas.
We're here to ask, how do America's high school students feel about the First Amendment? How much do they know about the First Amendment? And what are their parents and teachers? For the third straight year, the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation has undertaken a national study that answers key questions about those attitudes. The results of the latest round of Knight survey research are available at firstamendmentfuture.org. University of Connecticut researchers David Yalof and Ken Dautrick once again conducted the Future of the First Amendment study. Their goal, to see if America's youth is more appreciative of the First Amendment and the rights it guarantees. Unlike similar studies in 2004 and 2006, parents were surveyed for the 2007 study, conducted last spring with 15,000 high school students. The new research examines differences in opinions about the First Amendment between parents, students, and teachers. The study also probes the degree to which parents influence the media habits of their children. The Future of the First Amendment project began in 2004 when 112,000 high school students were asked about their knowledge of and attitude toward the First Amendment. The survey, which included a smaller number of teachers and administrators, showed that America's high schools were doing a poor job in educating students about the First Amendment. The study showed that 75% of students either did not care about the First Amendment or took its rights for granted. Former Knight Foundation President Hodding Carter said, "These results are not only disturbing, they are dangerous. Ignorance about the basics of this free society is a danger to our nation's future." Knight did follow-up research a year ago to see if attitudes had changed. Yalof and Dautrick's study of 15,000 students showed some progress, although it was uneven. For the second year in a row, the study's release coincides with Constitution Day, September 17th. In 2005, Congress mandated that public schools receiving federal funds set aside 1 day per year to teach about the Constitution. Yalof and Dautrick attributed Constitution Day as one reason attitudes improved in 2006. Last year's study showed that students were far more likely to take classes dealing with the First Amendment than they were in 2004. Additionally, only 29% of students believe that America's press has too much freedom, down from 38% in 2004. The 2006 study also showed that high school students get the majority of their news online. For more information about the 2007 study, here's Jerry Appel.
Thanks, Warren. As you can see, First Amendment attitudes and knowledge vary among virtually all young Americans. However, there are several trends that show up in the newest Future of the First Amendment survey by the Knight Foundation. The research is being unveiled on Constitution Day, but ironically, a majority of students have not even heard of Constitution Day. Less than half of all high school students say they have heard of Constitution Day, and only about 1 in 10 remember how their own high school celebrated that day in the last school year. From 2004 through 2006, there was a significant increase in students taking classes dealing with the First Amendment and in teachers teaching about the First Amendment. Those increases leveled off from 2006 to 2007. Also, a large majority of students still either do not know how they feel about the First Amendment or they take it for granted. Students are more supportive than parents and teachers of individual free expression rights that directly affect or interest them. Conversely, they are less supportive of rights that are less relevant to their lives. As you can see, teachers and parents are also much more supportive of a professional free press than students are. And speaking of parents, they have the greatest influence on students' choice of news sources, not teachers. 43% of high school students say their parents have a lot of influence on their decisions to use news sources. Students' news habits are also influenced by their peers at 39%. However, teachers have little influence on students when it comes to news consumption. Only 13% of students say teachers have a lot of influence in this area. With the final key finding, we learned that students are turning to the internet for news more than ever before. We've also learned that students' definition of news is not much different from their parents' view of news.
Additional information about the study, including multimedia reports and commentary, can also be found at jideas.org and on broadcast of Channel 1 in schools across the country. Thank you.